So, welcome back to my 2013 Game of the Year episode. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've never actually done it. I never wanted to say that a Game of the Year was a Game of the fucking Year. I think it's pretty lame. There's so many good games that are released during the year. One game that is better than them all. I don't really believe that myself. But, I wanted to talk about one game that really stood out for me in 2013. Is it better than every game in 2013? No. Is it really good? For me, it definitely was. And so guys, you know, like if there's a game that you think is Game of the Year for 2013, please say it below. Tell everybody. This is not my answer is not the be-all definitive of the universe for 2013. As I say, I don't really like doing that, but as I said, I do want to talk about one that did stand out to me. And that game, I'll give the backstory, is that I think why the game struck me the way it did is because I wasn't expecting it to be good. Some of the early stuff I'd seen on it, I was like, oh wow, it's gonna be like a survival horror game, micromanaging a second character, which I hate doing. In a survival horror game, I remember Resident Evil 4, bring the girl around with you and her getting stuck or something, and that kind of stuff drives me crazy. And from my initial thoughts, that's what I thought The Last of Us was going to be. It was going to be micromanaging a second player, and it was going to be really annoying. I was going to get really frustrated. And I also was wrong in another regard. I thought The Last of Us would be just a zombie killing game. Trying to get away from them, obviously, but just wave after wave of zombies and that kind of thing. But I think I went in with that mindset, and I went in to be disappointed. And I think that's why I was so blown away and surprised that the game was almost the opposite of all those things. And also, it was more what I expect out of Resident Evil these days that I don't get. It gave me that experience, it gave me that kind of fulfillment. The Last of Us gave me all of that, and let me just start by saying the storyline was just so engrossing, so gripping. And the first 5-10 minutes of the story, you're like, it's just like shocking stuff. It's excellent. And there's a little bit of a storytelling there going on, but it's very important to the overall arc of the entire story. So, you might start off, you see the cinematic, you're like, oh, is this going to be a cinematic game? No. It has to happen to tell the story of these characters. And also the enemies, as I was saying before, not zombies. It's a post-apocalyptic zombie world. It's a little bit more fucked up than that. and I like the imagination of that. I'm not going to give too much away in that regard. And I really think that most people who are watching this right now, I've played, The Last of Us. I haven't even cut the game out here. Here it is. But boy, what a surprise. And I knew it was an excellent game when I'm playing it and I'm like into it. And I don't want to put the controller down. I want to keep going. And I also know it's a good game when Kim would not let me play the game without her watching it, because the story, I'm playing the game, but she was so invested in the storyline, so was I, that she had to see every moment that happened, and there's some really high moments, and I've heard some funny things about this game. Some people did not like the controls. Some people thought the controls weren't working for them. I won't say who said that, but I thought the controls were perfect. I thought it was really good. I thought the difficulty was perfect as well. Challenging, yes. And I know I've talked to some people at work who just quit playing the game. They got stuck in a level and said, fuck it, I can't do it anymore. It's like, oh no, but that's the fun of the game. It's like trying, trial and error, and the accomplishment of getting through that. And but yeah, there's a lot of games out this year. 3D Mario World, there's been, Tomb Raider, there's just so many to mention. There's so many excellent games that I love as well. But this game stood out to me because it was a surprise. I went in with low expectations. I was completely blown away. The storyline, all the way to the ending, was really good. I can't wait for the DLC later in the year. That's going to be wonderful. But a surprise Game of the Year for myself. And as I say, I'm going to call it my Game of the Year because it came out of nowhere. It just came out of nowhere for me. It's like, oh, I'll try it. And sometimes what I do is I buy a game and I play it, for a couple hours. I'm like, I don't like it. That happens a lot, and I hate that. And I started playing this, and I didn't stop. So, big surprise to me. I know a lot of people have mentioned that The Last of Us is their game of the year, and that's fine. It really stood out to me this year. It really was one that in 20 years' time I'll look back and go, man, The Last of Us, that was a hell of an experience, and all of that. And I always wonder what they're gonna do in the future. Maybe they'll create a sequel called The First of Us, and it'll be a prequel or something like that. That's just me talking off the top of my head. But guys, anyways, that's my game of the year. I really recommend it. It's really fantastic. Really, if you've been on the fence about it, you're unsure, maybe you can get it in a used bin now for maybe 25 bucks. Highly, highly recommend it. Blew my mind. Also, I almost forgot about this. There's a great art book out there, and it's not that expensive. I got this for Andrew for Christmas. We send each other Christmas gifts every year, and I was like, what am I going to get Andrew? And I bought this book from a Chapters near me, and oh man, this is all the design work in The Last of Us, and man, it's really interesting to see where they started the game from. Some of the characters that they were playing with to play as the main guy character and the main girl character, and just seeing some of the changes in her design and his design, and just the world setting. God damn, this world, and that's something else I want to talk about. Sorry for that. The world setting was so incredible. You know, it just wasn't like, oh, here's a city, put some moss on it, call it a day. It was really well thought out, really well conceived. Brilliant stuff. Yeah, from art design point of view, it's actually, it really makes you appreciate it when you get the art book. It really does. And for any fans of the game, go get this damn art book. Look at this stuff. Look at this. This is great. It looks fantastic. So, yeah, artistically, everything. The Last of Us was an easy one for me to pick. So, guys, what is your game of the year? A game that stood out for you for the year? You know, it's just fun to look back on, to have a think about. The Last of Us gets my count for 2013. So, anyways, guys, until next time.